So more newly released January 6th committee transcripts reveal the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, Ginny Thomas, expressed regret for her texts fanning conspiracies about the 2020 presidential election. The committee obtained 29 texts between Thomas and former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, which were first reported by the Washington Post and CBS News. In the messages, Thomas urged Meadows to do what he could to keep former President Donald Trump in power, despite President Biden's win. In one of her messages to Meadows, Thomas wrote, quote, "Help this great president stand firm, Mark. You are the leader with him who is standing for America's constitutional governance at the precipice. The majority knows Biden and the left is attempting the greatest heist of our history."
God help us.
This is the wife of a Supreme Court justice.
Yeah, when she's also been in Washington long enough to know better.
In another, really she wrote, quote, "Biden crime family and ballot fraud co-conspirators, elected officials, bureaucrats, social media censorship mongers, fake stream media reporters, etc. are being arrested and detained for ballot fraud right now and over coming days, and will be living in barges off Gitmo to face military tribunals for sedition."
That QAnon message brought to you by Ginny Thomas.
She is something
else. That's a QAnon conspiracy theory that she's spreading to the White House Chief of Staff.
One of Thomas's stated goals in the message was for lawyer Sidney Powell, who promoted incendiary and false claims about the election, to be, quote, "the lead and the face of Trump's legal team." When interviewed about the communications, Thomas told the committee, quote, "I regret all of these texts. It was an emotional time. I was probably just emoting, as I clearly was with Mark Meadows somewhat." Thomas also told the committee she was hopeful that state legislators could identify fraud in the 2020 election, thereby allowing the election to be overturned in favor of Trump. Additionally, she told the panel her actions regarding the 2020 election were, quote, "minimal and mainstream," and that she was, quote, "involved in things that were trying to get to the truth."
Yeah, Jonathan Lemire.
Wow.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't.
This is someone who's not telling the truth
and it was
under
clear,
oath.
I've got to say, I've known her for a very long time. And, of course, when she was in the House, she was always, of course, focused on helping Republicans in power. That's all she cared about. For conservatives like us that were actually trying to bring reform, she constantly fought us, constantly saw us as the enemy. Now, on the other side of it, you've got Donald Trump, who loses election. And again, she's drawn to power and willing to do just about anything. Says they're mainstream. Says her views are mainstream. And she's talking about putting the Biden crime family, as she says it. I said, Ginny Thomas believes her radical, freakish views were, quote, mainstream. She texted the White House Chief of Staff to say the president-elect and his family should be shipped to barges off Gitmo to face military tribunals for sedition. You know, there's this victimhood. You look, Jonathan, at her statements and her lawyer statement. She doesn't really regret that she sent these texts. If you read the transcript, she regrets that they were printed.
That's correct.
That's all she regrets. And this victimhood, again, I think it fits perfectly into the twisted logic of Trumpism. That the most powerful people in America, the richest billionaires in America, the people that have run America for 400 years, yeah, they're the ones who are victimized. The rich are victimized when they're asked to pay average tax rates. The powerful are victimized by woke college professors. And in her case, the powerful are victimized when they were asked to respond to texts that show that she is trying to overthrow Madisonian democracy. And the white majority that's run the United States for 400 years is victimized, well, by everyone, especially when they don't win every election. Jonathan Lemire, let's just focus on her claim that her views were, quote, mainstream.
Well, that is certainly not the case. Pretty sure Gitmo barges don't apply to mainstream views. This is another moment where we have from those on the Trump right suggesting the rules don't apply to them, and they don't apply when they lose, that they're willing to change the rules, willing to cheat the game, to pull whatever lever they have, access to power that they have, to maintain that power. And this is the wife of a sitting Supreme Court justice. Again, the one Supreme Court justice who has voted against some of the efforts to, say, turn over Trump documents to investigators. And she is texting with great frequency to the chief of staff for the White House, talking about how they were serving, they believe, the greater good, a God-driven plan to keep Donald Trump in office. There's nothing mainstream about that.
A God-driven plan to overthrow American democracy.
Yeah. Suggesting
a God-driven plan to overthrow American democracy. And they're throwing Jesus under the bus.
And she's just emoting.
Let's pray to Jesus that Jesus will help us cheat and win this election and undermine the rule of law and American democracy. That's mainstream? No, that's not. That's really whacked out. And by the way, Republicans, you sit there. If you're sitting there, you Trumpists, and you're going, oh, it's so horrible that you're saying it. Should I tell him the secret? Should I tell him the secret?
Carefully.
Should I carefully tell him the secret? Gently? Okay. This is why you keep losing elections. You see, you are in a little bubble. And you say really crackpot, screwed up things. And this is why you keep losing elections. This is why you lost in 2017. It's why you lost in 2018. It's why you even lost governorships in Louisiana and Kentucky in 2019. It's why you lost everything in 2020. And it's why Democrats handed you everything in 2022. Everything. And you couldn't do it because you keep going down these rabbit holes and you keep losing. Stop being crazy. Push the weirdos, the insurrectionists, and the freaks to the side and go mainstream. You'll start winning again.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't hear any of that, did you?
No, I didn't, but I did.
So
I heard everything.
go
and Ginny Thomas is, I mean, at this point, she's in the category. She needs to hear what you were whispering. Super
Oh, no,
crazy.
no, she won't. No,
Super crazy.
Those are the people you have to push to the side of the Republican Party.
Oh.
And Republicans, I don't know, here's a radical
Super
thought.
crazy.
Why don't you fight for small government?
Yeah.
Why don't you fight for tax cuts for small businesses and entrepreneurs? Why don't you fight to, strengthen NATO and help pushing back on Russian aggression? These are all sort of things that Reagan supported, sort of a Thatcheristic sort
Fight
of
for something like
conservatism.
January 6th to never happen again.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of try and hide behind it.
Yeah.